welcome back to the public test server on Elder Scrolls Online, and now I'm just going to do a quick overview of the housing editor. Once you've created your house now, you can change things around if you bought the pre-furnished option, or you can start adding your own items. So to access the housing editor, you will need to click on the F5, and then now you're in housing editor mode, and you can see that there are things that highlight. See the trees, they'll highlight, and you can select any of those. But it looks like as long as I have line of sight, I should be able to select other objects from quite a distance from where my location is. You have two options. You have R and Z to go to safe location. Now Z is just real quick. Say I put a bunch of stuff and then I got stuck. You know, I was messing around with building and I got myself stuck. So Z will take you out of the situation and set you back here by the door. R now will go into my inventory. This is what I have available to put out. And when I did the initial quest, I was instructed to purchase a piece of furniture. So now I have my own piece of furniture and I can place it. Just all you have to do is highlight it and then it pops out, and then you can spin it around with your cursor, and if you're happy with it, you can place it. Now once you do that, it goes out into sort of a placement mode, and as you can see, I got some new bars up here at the bottom, and you use your number keys to change orientation. You can spin it all around, upside down, any angle you want, and all directions. So it's very nice. It's very, very nice. Now say you were messing around like this and you were like, I can't get this angled right. A little quick tip here is to use your right mouse button to align it, and it goes back to align with the surface. Now there's other modes here. There's a cursor mode. Cursor mode, you can use your cursor to drag along the colored bars, and these will change the location. And it looks like this will be a nice tool for some fine tuning of the positioning of the object. So when you don't want to be in cursor mode anymore, you would type F, number keys. You could tap it, but that cursor mode just gives you a more fine-tuned positioning ability. Alright, so once you have it placed, if you don't like the position, or you wanted to select something else, you would just highlight the object that you want and do the left mouse button, and again you've got it back under control. So that's a pretty simple mechanic. In the editor, you can also see the housing information, so you can see your location, you can see what your limit for your furnishings are, how many trophies and collectibles you can have, and other collectibles. You can also set this as your primary residence. And the others, so I'm going to also go over the assistants. You can place your assistants out into your house. So there's Tithys, and this is awesome because I always have a problem with Tithys. It'd be nice to put him somewhere. Well, he won't be running away from me all the time. See if I can turn him around. Oh look, I can have the upside down Tithys. I can have Tithys anywhere. So it looks like there is no limit as to placement. So if you're gonna be goofy silly, you can be goofy silly. And there you go. So now you get out of the editing mode, you can go up to TIFS, and there you go, you've got your bank inside your house. You can also have your mounts on here. And you can put them in your stable anywhere you want, in the house, whatever. Now, these things, this is the only motion that they do. They just breathe. You can't ride on them. You can't, they don't walk around, but they'll look alive. They just don't do anything. And you can put out your pets as well. And again, they just do their basic motions, so I don't think that they move around. It's nice. You can add your pets around the house, and you can add it to provide some atmosphere. They just won't move around. It would be nice if this little jackal could scratch in the ground like he usually does. Okay, so in the housing section of the housing editor, you can get the Crown Shops items. Obviously, you can buy anything for crowns. I'm sure they would have no problem with that. And they have different sections. So they have the conservatory, which is basically your landscaping items, rocks, trees, plants, planks, blocks, all kinds of trees, and the quality does indicate that either it's going to be a basic item or there's something more special to it. So here's the vines, so you can see there's vines. So they're more complex perhaps than maybe a shrub. So you can access anything, you can preview anything also. So you can look to see if that's really what you wanted. So there's courtyard. This has the things that you'll be putting out there, like carts and wagons. But unfortunately, this preview of light posts is not helpful. Hopefully, at the end of PTS, we'll be able to actually see the previews a lot better, because if you're paying for crowns, you want to be able to see what it is you're buying, not just the bottom of it. So the courtyard has carts and wagons, light posts, statues, street posts, wells, different types of wells. Dining has the benches, chairs, counters, and tables. The color on these items does indicate the complexity of the design. Green being very simple, and purple being complex, perhaps with padding and artwork on it. Chandeliers. Looks like we only have 2 chandeliers going on at the moment. Counters, all types of countertops. Tables. The gallery shows artwork. Braziers. Thrones. So there are some thrones besides the ruby throne, so don't fret about that. Hearth has all the cooking sacred pieces as well. Things that just give it atmosphere. Library. And by desks, lamps, shelves, supplies. Parlor has knickknacks, rugs and carpets, sofas and couches, tapestries, tea tables, Shrine has basic basins, incense, symbolic decor, which right now is only for wood elves. There are some structures available. We have racks, tents, which the previews really they're gonna have to really work on the previews. Suite would be up in the bedroom. Their bedding, candles, dividers, mirrors, pillows, sconces, trunks, and wardrobes. Now, unfortunately, you cannot store anything in these right now. They have no storage capacities. They're just for looks. There's a section here called uncategorized. I tried to buy something, there's nothing there, so these may be specials, they may be unique items, things that only show up for a couple of days, who knows. Under craft we have something called remains, which at this point is Argonian stuff. Urns. And under workshop we have blacksmithing station, which preview really needs some work. Cargo. Your basic boxes, things, lanterns. Stools. And tools. So that's it for the housing that you can, stuff that you can purchase for your housing through the housing editor. Okay, so if you don't like something, you can retrieve it. If you want to do it fast, you can just do it through the editor. I want to modify him, I can modify his location. Okay, so if I want to just pick it up without the editor, I would highlight it and then use my left click button and pick it up. Now I can move it, or I can type R to put it back in my inventory. Go to settings. This is where you would set up your permissions for your location. So under general, you can allow everyone in the world to come by and visit. You could even allow everybody in the world to come by and move your stuff around. If I set this to my primary residence, which I'll do right now, you have set this to primary residence as a visitor. They can come in and see your location, see what you've done, even if you're not there. So you can also set up your visitors. You would just type R, and just like adding a friend, you would do a search, you'd give them permissions, and you can apply those permissions to all of your houses at one time. You can also add a band to a player, and that will apply to all your houses. And you can add just your guild members. You can also ban a particular guild member, so even if you gave your guild a permission, so say you gave your entire guild permission and there's somebody in your guild that you just don't like or you're pissed off at, you can add just one person from that guild. Okay, so that is it for the housing editor. Thank you for watching.